Mandela once said, and I quote, "It is our collective and individual responsibility to preserve and tend to the world in which we all live." Unquote. Hi, I am Thea Juanita Ernest, a grade 12 learner from Mount View Secondary School, Durban, KZN. I am a highly motivated and grounded individual that prides myself on my unimpeachable moral compass that has reimagined my perspective, allowing me to maximize my potential in all facets of my being. Being involved in 2 community-serving organizations that I co-founded at the age of 16, I understand the intensified harm global warming perpetuates in destitute communities. The so-called intellectuals that fund corporate projects that accelerate the value of their country's GDP simultaneously compromises the substandard lives of the poor. Saving the environment is important to me because I value inclusive and progressive growth. I am fearless in my pursuits, and I believe that translating my passion for saving the environment into something that is into a practical setting will be simple, because my extroverted nature allows me to penetrate barriers and dismantle stereotypes.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ayaka Melitafa. I am a climate justice activist from South Africa. I became an activist after my community was severely affected by a drought that hit my province. I saw a problem and decided to act by advocating for urgent climate justice in my country. I have been protesting with fellow activists in Cape Town and had a direct encounter with our president, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa. And he promised us that he was going to make sure that no African child is left behind in the 100% just transition to renewable energy. And we will make sure that he keeps that promise. I also attended the World Economic Forum to urge world leaders to take drastic action in addressing the climate crisis.
My name is Abdullah Sidat, and I am from a small town called Coxted, situated in KwaZulu-Natal, which is not too far away from the Drakensberg Mountains. Now, as a child, I've always been fascinated with nature and the natural world. Some of my hobbies include hiking, mountain biking, and camping. And whenever I get the chance to go down to Drakensberg, I always do have a wonderful time, because in nature, there's a certain sense of feeling that you get that cannot be described. Why is saving the environment important to you and to me? Well, see, we currently in a situation where we are totally out of balance with nature. And this has definitely increased at an exponentially alarming rate over the past 100 to 50 years. And we've been destroying the natural world at an unprecedented rate. This is why it is important to me, because without the biodiversity, we know the earth will not function and work the way it's meant to. And so there will not be an earth for future generations. In 50 to 100 years' time, it'll be an inhabitable earth. We don't want earth to turn into some kind of planet Mars. So we need to protect the environment so that future generations have this opportunity to live on our planet in harmony with nature. We need to set the example for future generations. I want to raise awareness with this in my career in the future. And so I believe that getting to go to Antarctica might give me an opportunity to further inspire me to go and pursue this dream that I have.
My name is Lenakuhle Ngoma, and I'm an 18-year-old who lives in Grantstown in a small township called Transit Camp. I have all siblings, 2 younger brothers and 2 younger sisters. I love reading and writing poetry and also writing short stories in my free time. I actually have won some poetry prizes at my school. I also happen to have a finished novel on the writing website called Wattpad. So I believe that saving the environment is a crucial thing that the young generation of today should be doing. We should band together and take initiative in order to get rid of this waste that has been polluting our planet Earth. So what sets me apart from other Matrics is that I have drive and passion, and I've actually seen at first hand how a polluted environment is and what it can actually do to a person's health.
My name is Wiketo Lamula. I'm 17 years old. I am from a Christian Seventh-day Adventist boarding high school in the outskirts of Johannesburg in a little town called Heidelberg. The school has not only helped me academically, but it has molded my character to become a holistic one. And because of that, I can say that I am really ready to go out there into the world to meet its needs and help people. Saving the environment is very important because the environment is important. Okay, having been raised as a Christian, I believe in creation, that there is a God out there who created us as intelligent human beings to take care of this environment. It is a duty for us to do that. So going to Antarctica will really help me reach my dreams and goals, especially in my career in agriculture. I would love to promote a healthy plant-based diet because I believe that would really help us solve the issue of climate change. It might not solve everything, but it will take us a step further.
My naam is Kelby Barker. Ek is 18 jaar oud. Ek het tans gematrikuleer in Hoërskool Duineveld in Appington. My ouers woon op 'n plaas 355 km suidwes vanaf Appington in die hartjie van die Bosmanland. Ons is twee broers waarvan ek die jongste is. Ons albei moes die huis verlaat op 7-jarige ouderdom om kos toe te gaan. Dit was nie vir my 'n lekker tyd gewees nie, maar ek glo die koslewe het my baie selfstandig gemaak. Ek glo dit is van kardinale belang om die omgewing te bewaar vir volhoubare boerdery en ook vir die nageslag. Jy moet volhoubaar boer, anders gaan jy die natuur so beskadig dat sekere plantspesies gaan uitsterf. Jou smaaklike plante gaan eers verdwyn. Dit gaan veroorsaak dat jou minder eetbare en onsmaaklike plante gaan oorbly, wat jou draagkrag baie gaan verswak. Dit is volhoubaar te boer, bewaar jy die biodiversiteit van jou plante en insekte. Want dit gaan veroorsaak dat jou kinders dieselfde fauna en flora ervaar wat jy as kind ervaar het. Ek glo wat my laat uitstaan, is die feit dat ek in 'n omgewing van uiterstes groot geraak het. Uiterste klimaat, uiterste temperature en die minimale reënval. Jy is ver verwyder van enige winkel, kafee, koöperasie of mediese dienste, wat maak dat jy ver vooruit moet goed kan beplan, sodat jy nie iewers sonder enige belangrike produkte raak nie. En indien jy sonder enige produkte raak, moet jy innoverende planne kan maak, sodat jy sonder daardie produkte kan regkom. Dit is die eienskappe wat baie handig te pas sal kom in Antarctica.
Hi, my name is Hannah Chetty, a grade 12 pupil from Eden College. I have one brother who is in grade 10. Since grade 4, I have been actively involved in Eco Club. In grade 8, I was selected to represent my school drama team on tour in Dublin, Ireland. Our production was aimed at bringing awareness of rhino horn poaching. I soon became the rhino ambassador, working on projects to raise funds, create activations, and bring awareness of rhino horn poaching. Saving the environment is my greatest passion. I believe it is the responsibility of every human to become actively aware of the rapid environmental depletion and wildlife extinction. I am a bronze recipient of the Duke of Edinburgh President's Award. I'm also a Harvard Ambassador Leadership Alumni. I have the sincere passion and proven experience in bringing awareness and making a difference to the global environmental concerns, from deforestation to global warming and wildlife poaching. And most definitely a matric student that would add value to the investment sown into the science experiment.
Greetings to the Matrix in Antarctica community. My name is Jamae Paliso and I am 17 years old. I hail from a small village in the Pedi region in the Eastern Cape, where I live with my 4 older siblings and my mother. In 2018, I received a bursary to do my grade 10, 11, and 12 at Simonstown School in the Western Cape. I currently reside in Simonstown School at the Low Hill Maritime Center. I am very passionate about serving my community and protecting the environment, which is why I've devised a strategy to do both at the same time, called that shooting two birds with one stone. Saving the environment is important to me because we need a better, cleaner environment for future generations. I honestly believe that this must not be the end of our world as we know it. Humans are a smart species that is brimming with potential and can surely save our world. I am passionate about protecting the environment and serving the community at the same time.
I am Kelby Barker. I grew up in the small city of Grahamstown in the Eastern Cape. My childhood consisted of spending all my spare time in nature, whether it was out in our back garden, swimming in the pool, or playing in the aviary my dad built us, or up on the mountain watching the sunset while walking our dogs. This taught me how precious nature is, but also how to respect it and care for it. Saving the environment is important to me because I want my children and all future generations to have the same incredible experiences that I have had in nature. But I also know that we have a commitment to our greater ecosystem. All living beings have the same right to access to water, food, and a safe habitat. Therefore, it is up to us to protect it for them. The world only functions because of the natural world. Therefore, we have to save it and maintain it. Through my work in community engagement, I've learned how important it is that we create system solutions to issues we face, instead of just creating solutions that focus on one symptom of the issue. I've also learned how important it is that we work together to teach agency and to empower people with regards to these issues, instead of just teaching them about it. I'm an enthusiastic person, and I thrive while being out of my comfort zone and learning new things.
My name is Lucy van der Meulen, and I live in a small town called Graskop in Mpumalanga. I live with my mother, father, and older sister, and having lived very near to the Kruger Park all my life, nature has always been an integral part of my upbringing. I am passionate about creating art in any way, shape, or form, and should you be looking for me, I would probably be jamming to some music with a cup of tea and a paintbrush in hand. My other hobbies include hiking, cooking, traveling, or anything that calls for some type of adventure. My passion for the environment was nurtured at a small farm school in White River called Uplands College. Here I was offered countless opportunities to simultaneously grow my love for nature, as well as become equipped with the skills necessary to conserve it. I attended the World Wildlife Summit, as well as the International Student Leadership Symposium under the theme Illegal Trade, both of which drew on my passion for the environment and emphasized the need to conserve it. Nature is where I feel safe. It's where I have the freedom to explore, to learn, and to grow. Nature is inevitably where I grew up, and whether I need to conserve it or not is not even a question. I am a determined, courageous, and creative person with grit and perseverance. I'm someone that other people can rely on, as well as someone who likes to see the silver lining and spread positivity within a group. I've always dreamed about an adventure to Antarctica, as I've heard countless stories of my grandpa's expedition of the South African National Antarctic Program in 1963.
A very, very good afternoon from South Africa to wherever you are in the world. Welcome to an incredibly special announcement as we prepare to send 5 very exciting young South Africans off on an adventure that will change their lives. My name is Dan Nicol, and on behalf of Riaan Mansa and his team, a warm welcome to a highlight of the new year. We live in very troubled and trying times, and so there's a particularly big smile on my face as this is just the sort of good news story we need here in South Africa, we need around the world, and for me it is a great reason to celebrate as 2021 gets off on a particularly high note. As most of you will, I'm sure, be aware, this was a challenge to find some young South Africans who could motivate to be part of a life-changing trip to Antarctica with Riaan Mansa, the world-renowned explorer and adventurer, to go and visit such a different, such a unique part of the world and come back armed with knowledge, come back armed with experience, and come back with so much to offer the communities from which these young South Africans have come. They are young leaders, and we're looking to young leaders to take this world of ours forward. And the 5 people who will be traveling with Riaan, I feel, are 5 young South Africans who are going to do us immensely proud. We're not going to tell you just who those 5 are immediately, though. We're going to build up the excitement just a little. We do have some fabulous people joining us in the build-up to that announcement, which will be made by our Deputy Minister of Basic Education, Dr. Regina Maule, and we're very excited to have her with us just a little later. We also have the wonderful Professor Jonathan Jansen joining us just a little later, plus some of the partners who helped make this experience possible. But to kick it off, the man who has inspired so many of us with his incredible adventures around the world. There's nothing Riaan won't do to get a new experience, to learn more, to discover more of this planet we call home. And it is his idea, his brainchild, that has brought the Matrics in Antarctica to fruition. You will have seen some of the clips and the build-up of the time he's already spent there. He knows the place well. He's going to be guiding our young South Africans to Antarctica. And so I will hand over for an official welcome and to set the scene for our announcement to a good friend of mine, to a wonderful South African, and to the person who'll be heading off as the head of this expedition. A warm welcome to Riaan Mansa.
Thank you so much, Dan. Listen, I must say, just listening to you intro this and I'm astounded. I'm just sitting here busy thinking just about the 10 months of hard work, the 10 months of ideas coming to fruition in a very, very difficult year, 2020, as everybody knows, and for us to be able to find the right people to collaborate with and to be able to take a dream into reality. There's been blood, it's been sweat and tears. And if some of you are confused about where the tears part fits in, you obviously haven't done a COVID test. So we've put in our all, we've given everything to be able to get it to this point. We're excited to announce the 5 students that will join us in Antarctica. I think the importance of the guests we have today, just that have made it possible, starting with the Department of Basic Education, to Deputy Minister Mohole and to her team. You guys behind the scenes have just been incredible with Minister Motshekga and her team, David and Josiah and the guys that I don't mention. You guys have really, really allowed us to reach to the furthest corners of South Africa. Remember, we didn't just want the obvious, the people, the top maths and science students that you thought should go to Antarctica. We wanted kids with potential, and we think we've got very, very close to that. To Professor Jonathan Jansen, to him and his team, and to Stellenbosch University, we thank you. But to you, Prof, acting as a patron for something, takes also a little bit of understanding and delving into what the deeper meaning is. We thank you also for your calmness and your leadership. I think that's also just elevated our project to another level. To Marella and to Vasily from ALCI, the business that takes people to and back from Antarctica and make sure that you stay alive. Now, these people have become friends of mine, and I'm just grateful that you guys are here as well. And we just, David van der Veer, the VP for media content and Disney Channel for Africa and Middle East. Everett, you and your team have offered us a platform. We know that you guys have thrown everything at this. We appreciate that so much. And you know that my original conversation said to you, help me make rock stars of these children. You're doing that. Thank you. And then to Yanda and your team, you know, head of marketing at PPS, a well-known insurance business, people that not only look after people's future and for the eventualities that we don't want, but make sure that people are covered. Those people at PPS Ayanda with your team have made this project bigger than I could have dreamed. I know we've got more announcements in February from you guys, so thank you again just for buying into that vision and wanting to deliver more. And then for you guys at home, thanks a lot. You guys have joined us on a very special day, a culmination of 10 months. As I said, we are so glad that you guys could join us in the comfort of your home. Please have just a little bit of, I think if it's sympathy, if that's the right word. You all have had a good night's rest, except for 10 students across our country who didn't sleep a wink last night. Now, our guests of honor, the students at home, those 10. Welcome. I know you've walked a path. I know this is exciting day for you. Just be ready for whatever you hear today. We're glad to have had you guys as part of the top 10. My story, guys, is one that's based in exploration. If you asked anybody in our country about going places where others haven't, I would like to believe that I've led the way. I've tried to pioneer, to encourage people to say, what is over that hill? What is across that ocean? And what more can we do to discover? Now, my story, circumnavigating Africa, was the start of my entire exploration career. The amazing thing that this led to was a phone call. I had just finished the journey. It was a week later. I just watched a segment on Carte Blanche. I had phone call after phone call from friends, just people busy phoning and saying, well done, well done. And eventually I had a friend take my phone out of my hand and give me another phone. It was the guy from Carte Blanche, and he said to me, Rian, you have to take this. He said, you have to listen to what I have to say. Forget about all the other phone calls because you are not answering your phone. Mr. Mandela has just watched you on TV, and he would like to know if you can come visit him this Thursday. So I checked my calendar and my diary to see if I was available. Now, of course, I didn't check my calendar and my diary. I obviously made myself available in an incredible time. Spending with Mr. Mandela, no other broader audience, not just a handshake, but actually the time to learn from someone else, someone that possibly teaches us more through his actions than just his words. I remember Mr. Mandela saying to me, Rian, what you have done is incredible. Yes, it is. But your journey is going to be the inspiration for the youth of our continent. Now, I can tell you, many of you sat in that space where people have said something to you and it's been like water off a duck's back. It's been like something that you feel was relevant, but not really relevant for your life. I did not believe this was going to be relevant. Today, I can tell you, I absolutely believe maybe my life is moving in that direction. An absolute privilege. Guys, for the top 10 that are busy watching, if you are not in the 5 that go to Antarctica, please understand this is also part of your learning curve. This is your growth. Disappointment makes you not only tougher and stronger, it actually prepares you for how to circumvent the next disappointment and possibly succeed in the space that you are. I have great news for you. If you are not going to Antarctica, we have a huge surprise for those other 5 that are being hosted by Mr. Fadli Wahid and his team and his colleagues of educators that will take you via Cape Nature sponsorship to one of the most incredible biodiversity spaces on the continent, De Wip Nature Reserve. So middle of February, you guys will be flying to Cape Town and be hosted here at the beck and call of Mr. Fadli Wahid. Guys, 2020 was a tough year, and there's no mistaking it. I sometimes think that people don't understand that others have gone through the same as you. Take time to talk to each other, to share your stories, that others know that they're in the same boat. But please, if I can encourage is watching, one is going to still be a difficult year. Nothing is going to change because the calendar says it's 2021. What can change is the way that you approach it. One little secret that I do for myself is that I sometimes find a place where I can be calm, where I can be quiet, and I can listen for opportunity that's busy knocking. When you're in your own little space of quagmire and pity, you find that you can't hear those opportunities busy knocking. Look for those doors and open them. Guys, there's opportunity everywhere, especially in South Africa. I want to give a big thank you to all the partners. Guys, you know who you are, from our clothing guys to the guys that have made the transport possible, the camera people. We thank you so much for believing not only in the basic concept of marketing, but you understand what Matrics in Antarctica is absolutely about. Without further ado, I hand you back to Mr. Dan Nicol and to some more interesting speakers.
Thank you very, very much indeed, Rian Manso. And I think two key takeaways from there: the idea of inspiration, something Rian has provided us with so much of, and which our 5 young winners and the other 5 finalists are dishing out in equal measure, but also the theme of education and of learning. And that is so important around this whole project. And it's so exciting to see young South Africans setting off on this wonderful, wonderful journey. It's not the easiest journey to make, though. It is not simply a case of flagging down a taxi or calling an Uber and heading off to Antarctica. It's just a little more difficult than that. And so one of the great partners that have helped to make this expedition come to fruition is ACLI. So I'd like to hand over to Marella, Kruger, Calizan to say a few words. Marella, a very warm welcome and thank you for your support and for your facilitation of such an important part of this trip.
Good day. Good day to everyone. Congratulations for the good student. I'm very proud that I see many female in this group, because I am always a pioneer, and I have been pioneer 15 years ago. 50 years ago, it means half a century ago, as I was the first woman that reached the rank of captain of merchant navy. So welcome to everyone, and much satisfied that there is a female that they want to work in the environment at equal situation with the male. This next to me is my husband, that is Dr. Vasily Kalizan, that has been created LCI, and is another pioneer, because in reality, ALSI was put in the crash in the 1991, and my husband Vasily Kalizan, he did the first flight from Cape Town to Antarctica. That it was a test flight. Unfortunately, for geopolitical and political reason, a change of the world in Union Sovietica and in Antarctica, in South Africa as well. The plan and for Antarctica from South Africa, yes, dormant for 9 years. In 2000, again, the trip to Antarctica by flight from Cape Town started to put the base again in the table with a very substance will and the substance support from many countries, exactly 12 countries from Europe, and Japan and India, and of course Russia. And South Africa, it was in the middle also of this, like it has been in the beginning, the Treaty Antarctica also, it was in the beginning in this project to fly from South Africa to Antarctica. So, and that is, there has been created ALSI, which ALSI is totally full, is first of all, I want to clarify that is a proudly South African company, is totally full operation since September 2001, And it was created in order to make an operation from different entity and share the logistic and scientific research in Antarctica. And to the fact that ALSI was based in Cape Town, contribute also to other country of Dromeland and the non-involved and the non-Dromeland involved in Antarctica to utilize Cape Town as their gateway to Antarctica. Because as I said to Rian already a few days ago, if we were based from Windhoek or some other way in Namibia, the flight was from Namibia and the people was coming Namibia. But we are in Cape Town. We are a proud South African company and we fly to Cape Town. And the aim of ALSI was a professional service that the company need for scientific research and to give all kind of logistic that we need, because ALSI, it doesn't do only flight to Antarctica, but also is organized to have SAR in case some accident. SAR is search and rescue. And so we have organized a doctor that eventually they go to fetch the people that is needed in Antarctica to transport back, and the hospital. We do clearing and forward, the transport, the transfer, catering, cleaning, laundry, repair, maintenance of specialized vehicles that they must be used in Antarctica, and also consulting legal and advice if it is necessary. So that is all happening in Cape Town, and Cape Town is the base of Antarctica. When Rian is coming to us because he wants a cycle in Antarctica, we said, again, another crazy, he joined our club, because also we consider that we must have a lot of gut, a lot of creativity to do what Rian he did. So, and then we immediately, we have a good contact with him, and I said, don't talk anymore, we'll sponsor you for your project in Antarctica, we'll help you as much as we can. When he is coming with this idea, the 5 Matrics, and it was welcome, and immediately we embrace the task, the plan, because also already last year we did, we bring not Matric, but 4 students in Antarctica, for them to understand the importance of the ecology and the environment, and to see also that there is not only your school, your town, or your area, but there is many other things in the world that we have to take care. So that is the little bit of our story. There is many other stories that we can say, but I think that for now is enough. We wish to all the best, good luck, and please, the virus, we have to be careful about that. Take seriously all the instructions that we give, even they are not pleasant for someone, because you have to stay for a certain time isolated and so on, but it is the law. Forgive us, but we must do that. We need to protect Antarctica from the virus. Good luck to everyone, and we see you soon in Cape Town. Bye-bye.
Thank you very, very much indeed, Marella. And thank you for what is clearly, from both you and your husband, a very passionate belief in this project. We know we are in very, very safe hands over the coming trip. One great partner in the form of ACLI, another great partner is PPS. Ayanda Seboni is the group executive for brand marketing and communications. So let's head over and get a few words from another of Rian's terrific partners in Matrics and Antarctica. Ayanda, a very warm welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm so excited to be here today, to be talking to all of you, all 100 of you Matrics who entered this competition. It's really such an exciting day, and I wish the 5 that will be going through all the best. So a little bit about PPS. PPS is the largest financial services company focused exclusively on graduate professionals, and we operate under the ethos of mutuality. So we are quite excited to be part of this initiative, especially because this year is our 80th year in operation. And when I think back, when this opportunity came to us, I remembered my year when I was at the end of grade 11, going into grade 12. I was selected to go on a program called the Wilderness Leadership Program, which was sponsored by Ian Player, one of the pioneering conservationists. And it was 2 weeks in the Hluhluwe game park, living under the sun. And it really taught me so much about nature and the environment, and it made me passionate about it. So when this opportunity came, I said to Rian, we're in. And we partnered because also we believe in these young, brilliant minds. I must say, these are the future professionals of South Africa. And if you know anything about professionals, they are the guys that solve a lot of the problems. It's the scientists of this world, it's the lawyers, it's the engineers, doctors, all the people that PPS looks after that solve some of the biggest problems. And we know that you guys, although you were in Matric this year, are definitely going to be the professionals of the future. So we're quite excited to be working with you from such a young age. One of the other things is when I was looking at the video, the clips, I realized that all of you young people have achieved so much at a young age. You know, there are so many things that you have done. You have done more than people double your ages, and yet you're still so young. So when I think about what you have done, I am so inspired for the future of this country. I'm so inspired for the future professionals in this country, because we have got you who have already achieved so much. So to all 100 of you who entered and were shortlisted, congratulations. You are exceptional. And to the 5 that will be going through, well done. We wish you all the best, and we hope that this is going to be an event that will be a turning point in your lives. To the other 5 that will be going on the Cape tour, it's a not yet. You know, you have done exceptionally well, but this time it wasn't. It's not yet. So I just want to say to you, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Rian and the team, for giving us this opportunity. And thank you for everyone who's participated, because you've really put the environment on the map. In closing, I just want to say, if you want to follow, all our platforms will be carrying the broadcast, and there are going to be some nice, exciting challenges that are going to be there. So we look forward to being part of that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and a huge thank you to you and the PPS team for believing in this project. And I saw the flicker of memory in your eyes when you spoke about Hluhluwe. I think there was a touch of envy too about these kids going off on their trip to Antarctica. And I know you, like the rest of us, will be following it very closely indeed. So to Ayanda Seboni, to the team at PPS, thank you, and do keep following their social media channels to keep an eye on these adventures. I have a great personal passion for traveling. I love seeing the world. Haven't been able to do quite so much of it over the last year. That was fueled in no small part by growing up with a copy of National Geographic, always somewhere at hand at home. My parents subscribed to it, and it was something I got to read whenever it came out with great excitement. And now in the Nicol household, you will find the National Geographic channel, something we watch consistently as a family, as my love of adventure gets passed on to my children. And we'll be watching National Geographic closely, not just on TV, but also on social media, to keep a close eye on the adventures of our Matrics in Antarctica. Antarctica because the official media partner of the expedition is the National Geographic Channel. That forms part of the Walt Disney family in Africa, the Walt Disney Company, and the Vice President of Media Networks is Evert van der Veer. Evert, a very, very warm welcome. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your support and giving us your terrific platforms to showcase the Matrics in Antarctica. I'll hand over to you. A warm welcome to Evert.
Thank you so much, Dan. Thank you for having us. We're very proud to be partnering with this initiative. I just want to say before I start my speech that I feel very sorry for the students who have to wait at least another, I think, 20 minutes before they know who is actually going. But I guess even if you're not going, to come this far, being part of the last 10, is an amazing achievement. National Geographic has been igniting the explorer in all of us for 133 years now, through groundbreaking storytelling from the best and brightest scientists, explorers, photographers, and filmmakers in the world. Our yellow border serves as a portal to explore the farthest reaches of the Earth and beyond, places only National Geographic can take you. What many don't know is that National Geographic Partners was formed as a joint venture between the non-profit National Geographic Society and what is now the Walt Disney Company, to take this iconic brand to the homes and hearts of people around the world through its channels, its magazines, experience, social media, to name just a few. This unique partnership creates a virtuous cycle of storytelling and exploration that inspires people to act, enlightens their perspective, and often provides a spark to new ideas and innovation. We at the Walt Disney Company, National Geographic, believe that great stories have the ability to transform the way we understand the world and our own role in it. And there are no greater stories to be told than those of the often unsung heroes, or Rian, as you mentioned them, the rock stars. They are the scientists, the researchers, the educators, the conversationists and adventurers that have the courage to ask why and how and what if. And we are ever committed to supporting such heroes here in Africa by bringing attention to the work that these inspiring individuals dedicate their time to every day. We, of course, would like to congratulate all those who entered the Matrics in Antarctica program for their vision and determination. And we hope that these young individuals continue on scientific journeys, perhaps one day working with them as National Geographic explorers, as they work to further the world. To the 5 winners, we wish you much success as you embark on this adventure. And we look forward to following your stories on our social media platforms at NetGeo Africa as the official media partner of Matrix in Antarctica. And I would just like to add also to have a lot of fun. I mean, what a bucket list experience that is. Not least of all, congratulations and thank you to Rian Mansa and the team behind this incredible adventure and inspired undertaking that provides our future scientists and conservationists with the opportunity to venture beyond our borders, to explore solutions to our world's most pressing needs. In closing, we hope that today has inspired each and every one of us in this virtual room to be more curious, to ask more questions, push the boundaries of what you think is possible, and when you think you've reached the summit, to go further. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much indeed, Evert, for some inspiring words and for a terrific media partnership with National Geographic. I love the use of the word curious. It sits at the heart of what National Geographic does. And I think it also sits at the heart of all of our contestants, all of our interests, in particular our finalists, to have that curiosity, that desire to go out, to explore, to learn, and to find out more about what lies ahead. So a terrific partner, and one that will allow us to see exactly what all of our winners, together with Rian, are getting up to. Winners who will be announced very shortly. We are closing in on that announcement, but before our Deputy Minister gives us our finalists, we move over to somebody who's something of an educational rock star in South Africa. He's a fearless educator. He's one of the most important voices for education in South Africa, a space where great strides have been made, but in which great challenges still remain. And so we're fortunate not just to have him with us, but also to have him as the patron of Matrics in Antarctica, adding his sage voice and his years of wisdom to the project and to its aims. So an enormous amount of pleasure to welcome Professor Jonathan Jansen on to join us. Professor, a very warm welcome, and thank you for being part of Matrics in Antarctica.
Thank you so much, Dan, and thank you for that warm welcome. Well, you know, if I was one of the 5 students chosen from a short list of 10, which was chosen from a list of 50, which was chosen from a list of 100, which in the original mathematics was chosen from a group of more than 3,000 applicants for the program. I'd be feeling pretty good about myself right now. My goodness. I happen to know who the 5 are, but you'll have to waterboard me to get that out of me, because as excited as I am to know who those 5 persons are, I am even more excited to have learned this morning about the quality of those young South Africans. And that is probably true for most of you who applied. Thank you for showing us passion. Thank you for showing us the willingness to learn. Thank you for promising us that you're going to come back and change our country, our continent, and the world. Thank you for the reassurance that in this crazy period of really compromised global leadership, from Washington D.C. all the way through down to South Africa, that we can look forward to leaders of your caliber, leaders of your character, and leaders of your compassion. So it's a great pleasure for me to be a patron of this Matrics Antarctica program, and I want to really give a shout out to Rian Manso. He is in my former church. They would call him evangelical preacher of note, because he will hound you, he'll come after you, he'll convert you, and then once converted, you realize how much you've lost, and so on. So by being part of this program, I'm extremely excited to be associated with Rian, his energy, and absolutely, I don't want to call him a South African, because he's really a global leader with a global imagination. And so he's much more than someone you can contain within borders. Now back to you, and let me also just say thank you to the judges. These are people I saw this morning as we prepared for today, that these are people of incredible experience and wisdom, and thank you to all of you for your role. A really special thank you to PPS and to ALCI. Thank you for understanding that this project is not about 5 young people going to Antarctica. This project really is about the future of our planet and their role in it. So much appreciate all of your contributions. Now, try and throw the following ingredients into a pan and see what you get: adventure, science, education, travel, change, friendship. Oh my word, you scramble that together and you have an incredible experience coming up as you go to Antarctica. I can only, as an educator all my life, tell you one thing, and that is you will never be the same again. You are going to come back and you are going to make a huge difference because of what you have become as a result of this once in a lifetime opportunity. I grew up on the Cape Flats. I went to school here, and my teachers worked really, really hard, but they didn't have in the schools I attended equipment to teach science. And it always hurt me that I only saw a microscope when I went to first year BSc classes at university. And then I looked, the first time I saw a microscope, I treated it as a telescope. I lie you not. I looked through the other side, the wrong side, upwards. and I was so embarrassed that I said when I became a science teacher that I would make sure that every one of my students do 20 experiments regardless of where I taught. So I taught in a rural area to begin with in Vredenburg, and then I taught in District 6 in Cape Town as a biology teacher. My students did dissections. My students looked the right way through microscopes. I used my salary, which was not much, to buy live specimens so that they could touch and feel and imagine the world of experimentation. They could experience species much smaller than themselves and understand what makes them work. And so would I have been bowled over if I had the opportunity that you have today to be able to go to one of the most exciting scientific arenas in world history, because it tells us a lot about the future of the planet. I would have loved to take my students there. I would have loved to have been part of such a group. So you are special. You are privileged. You have incredible backing by outstanding scientists and science educators as you go, and you come from schools. I'm so happy about this group. You are so diverse. You represent all South Africans, all different kinds of belief systems, different classes within our society, and yet you are the same. Yet you are one people, and that is the beauty of this project. It brings together people who, on the face of it, like with the national rugby team, seem to be so different, and yet you have a common purpose, and that is to make this a better country, to save the planet, and to make sure that our species thrives in the years ahead of us. Happy to be a patron, happy to observe you, happy to applaud you. I am so proud of you. I have always believed in projects in which students do hands-on work in science on the one hand and travel and see the world on the other hand. That has been my life as a leader in education, and it is so wonderful to be in this space with you. God bless you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful time. And I am not going to take another second because you want to know who won and who won this lotto, the science lotto. Have a great time, everyone.
There are many, many reasons that I am one of the incredibly large fan club that Professor Jonathan Jansen has. Chief amongst those reasons, though, is just how passionate, how excited he still is about education after so many years in the academic field. Professor, thank you, not just for being the patron of Matrics in Antarctica, but also for giving us some inspiring words and for giving us your infectious sense of enthusiasm about everything in the learning environment, which means so much to everybody part of today, but particularly our winners as they prepare to set off on this extraordinary adventure. So who are those winners? Well, I think we've kept you waiting long enough. We have some wonderful partners. It's been great to hear from them, but we're now going to try and cross to our Deputy Minister, Dr. Regina Maule, who is by profession a teacher herself. So she shares the passion for education that Professor Jansen has. And I think we do have the Deputy Minister here. I'm very excited to have her with us, taking some time out of an enormously busy schedule. Deputy Minister Dr. Maule, thank you so much for joining us, and a warm welcome to an incredibly special and exciting occasion.
Thank you so much, Dan, and greetings to you and greetings to the entire team, especially Rian Manse, who's the man who brought all of us to be here today, Professor Wachit and Miss Muson, Professor Jansen, who has just spoken now, the sponsors of this program, learners whose names will be announced today, and all participants. I know that there are those that are following us on the YouTube as well as Twitter. I say to all of you, Sanbonani and greetings to the year 2021. And you are all welcome to 2021. And the year 2020 was a very, very difficult year then. And it brought the pandemic, which we all did not have an experience to deal with it. It caused hardship to our economy, social lives, environment, and how we as individuals should carry our day-to-day lives. Who could have ever thought that presidents across the globe would remind their people to wash their hands? And who would ever thought that Christmas and New Year would be regulated? We never thought of that weddings and funerals will be regulated, but at least it gave us an opportunity to think outside the box and to give out the innovation that is inside us. The past year brought challenges in the education sector, particularly the basic education sector, especially the class of 2020, which is the matric of 2020. This cohort of learners had to weather the storms and bravely finish the academic year when some of the opinions were largely against what they were doing. They indeed, according to me, deserve a big applaud. Program Director, I would like at this point to pass my heartfelt condolences to the families who lost their loved ones due to this pandemic. Indeed, the education sector could not be spared in losing men and women who took their shields and spears to fight for education of those they have committed to take loco parentis role for them. May their souls rest in eternal peace. Their hard labor will always be remembered. To parents who lost their children as a result of the pandemic, no matter how small the number may be, but to us in the sector, one loss of life is one life too many. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here today to witness a gesture of benevolence from a man who does not require any detailed introduction due to his wide exposure on television, social media, and international websites. For his love of discovery, Mr. Riaan Manser and his colleagues from the University of Stellenbosch, Professor Fadli Wahid, as well as Ms. Marike Muson, who is the Chief Executive Officer of the Two Ocean Aquarium Education Foundation. The team approached the ministry and said 2020 was the most challenging academic session in living memory and wish to congratulate the matriculants for making it through the academic year by taking 5 matriculants to Antarctica for an expedition. And we are here today to announce the 5 names of learners from the 2020 matric cohort who will be spending 5 days on the incredible frozen continent with world-renowned explorer Riaan Manser and an acclaimed team of professors from Stellenbosch University. On the last day, they will stream live their findings to Matrics back home in South Africa. I know 2020 was a stressful experience to many of you, balancing uncertainty about the virus with financial challenges, the changing academic framework, loss of campus connections, and difficulties trying to study from home. All the more reasons to feel proud of your accomplishment and applaud your adaptability and perseverance. You were asked to give your views on what will exploration of the Antarctic continent to do to help us preserve a greener, more sustainable existence on our planet. This was not an easy task, especially that none of you have ever been to Antarctica. It needed your research and exploration skills, which you did in a very short space of time. The trip, which is known as Matrics in Antarctica, will be the gateway to fresh conversations about the global citizens' need to conquer Antarctica. It is an educational expedition research for scientific breakthrough and on climate issues. We need sustainable actions for our planet. Your ideas generated fund towards sustainable development on how we need to protect nature, without which we cease to exist. Your expedition will assist to maintain and enhance a biodiverse natural environment with healthy functioning ecosystem that supports social, economic, and ecological resilience and the capacity to adapt to change. By preserving the planet, there will be so many opportunities ahead of us, including creating an agricultural system which delivers public goods for public money and offers a secure future for young farmers. However, failing to put it in a sustainable system to do so would lead to devastating effects of climate change, which will bring much more erratic weather events. We need to be certain that our systems are resilient and as effective as they can be to deal with these changes. You have put your excellent views forward on this topic, which made you to be here today. You are the first South African learners to be part of this living memory, and you need to cherish this moment and use the opportunity to contribute to the world's desire to find workable solutions to protect the universe, to find workable solutions to protect what is now left for many generations to come, like adapting to COVID-19. There are so many easy ways to become more sustainable. We are all creatures of habit, and changing our behaviors takes some time. It's not easy. Small steps are key, and once you find how easy each is, you will be surprised how quickly you can make a positive difference in protecting our environment for your families and your own planet. Program Director, I now have a pleasure to extend my warmest congratulations to this year's winners of the inaugural Matrics to Antarctica competition. Their names are as follows. I know we had 10 of them, but the system only needed 5, and they are all winners, all 10 of them. But today we are only going to announce 5, which I will start with the one coming from Western Cape, Center of Science and Technology. The name is Ayanda Melitafa. From that time, I'm still there. I thought you will be putting Ayanda's picture so that we all see her, but the next one, oh, yes. That's Ayanda Melitafa from Center of Science and Technology, Western Cape. Congratulations, girl. The next one is from Northern Cape, Worskol, Daneveld. The name is Kobos Berger. Congratulations, Kobos. Congratulations. Thank you so much. The next one from Director, all the way from Gauteng, the capital of South Africa, where the economy of South Africa is. Cedarven High School. The name is Boiketlo Lamula. Boiketlo Lamula.
Thank you.
Congratulated, girl.
Thank you.
We move to KwaZulu-Natal. KwaZulu-Natal from Mountain View Secondary School. We have Fia J. Ernest. Ernest, congratulations. Congratulations to be part of the 5. Congratulations, girl. We love you so much. We move all the way from Eastern Cape, the most poor province, the most rural province of our country, is Diasisan School for Girls. Hey, this program is for girls, my God. Kelby Barker. Kelby,
so
congratulations.
Thank you.
You, congratulations, girl. You go and represent us well. Thank you so much, Program Director. I now have, let me thank you for taking part in the competition, and congratulations to you, our students. Your talent and impressive writing skills will bring you loads of success in the future. Help us to save our planet. On behalf of the Department of Basic Education and the Government of South Africa, I extend our thanks to you, Mr. Rian Mensah, for your daring spirit, for representing our country exceptionally well in the international sphere, and perhaps most importantly, for investing in the future by sharing the expedition with these young people. You have lit a fire in each one of them, and all participants and observers that will continue to shine for many years. You are a living example of the saying, dream big. Thank you so much. We also wish to extend our appreciation to the following partners without whom the expedition would not have been possible. ALSI Professional Providence Society, Woolworths South Africa, Columbia Clothing, Canon South Africa, ComAir, Stellenbosch University, as well as the Department of Forestry and Fisheries. Thank you very much, and thank you to everyone. And once more, congratulations to the Matrics of in Antarctica team. We wish you a safe trip and a safe and prosperous 2021 to all our children in South Africa, represented by you. Thank you so much, Program Director.
Thank you very, very much indeed, Deputy Minister Dr. Regina Marella. Thank you so much for the announcement, for the passion, for the emotion, for the encouragement. I know that we faced many challenges in South African education, but I think you have 5 new lieutenants who are going to do a wonderful job in helping you to meet those challenges going forward. So congratulations to our 5 winners. Congratulations too to our other 5 finalists. I know you're not getting to Antarctica, but there is still a very exciting trip to be had and many, many more adventures on your respective horizons, I have no doubt. Before we say goodbye, before we bid you farewell, we're going to get a quick word from each of our 5 finalists. I'd like to start with Ayaka. I think Ayaka is with us online. We heard a little earlier from you about just how passionate you are about climate change in particular. What does it mean to you, Ayaka, to be heading off to Antarctica, to have this opportunity to join the other 4 and to go and explore? I see she's not online, so we'll hear from her soon, I am sure. So let's move over to one of the other big smiles. Thea's smile was enormous. Thea, I know you're down in KwaZulu-Natal. Generally, people in KwaZulu-Natal start wearing scarves and gloves and beanies when it drops below 30 degrees. How do you think you're going to handle Antarctica, where it's just a little bit cooler than it is in KwaZulu-Natal? I see we have Thea there. Thea, can you hear me? No, looks like we have the image. We'll see if we can come back to Thea in a moment. Let's try Corbus then. Corbus is in the Northern Cape. I know he had some challenges getting online today, but one of the biggest smiles I've seen in a while. Corbus, the Northern Cape, that's a little different to Antarctica. You have an extraordinary adventure ahead of you. You're clearly really excited. What does it mean to you to be part of the winning 5?
Nee, dat betekent voor mij vreselijk baie, want ik heb nooit gedaan ek sal inkom hier van die Boesmanland af heen. So nee, dat betekent vir my die wêreld om hierdie geleentheid te kan aanvat.
Well, you're going to have so much to tell your friends, your family when you come back from this. What do you most want to be able to come back with, to share with your peers, with your community when you return from Antarctica?
Yes, jong, wil ek kan vertel hoe dit daar lyk, jong. Yes, ek het ja, daar's net so baie wat, ek weet nie wat om eers te sê nie.
Look, go and celebrate. You enjoy it. Best of luck. Have a wonderful, wonderful journey. I'm genuinely excited about the opportunity ahead of you. Good luck, Corbus.
Baie dankie.
There we go. All right, Corbus, congratulations. Let's head down to the Eastern Cape. Kelby from Diocesan College. Kelby, you looked a little dumbstruck when we had you on camera there. You looked like you couldn't quite believe it. Has it sunk in yet? Have you realized you're going to Antarctica with Riaan Mansa?
No, I don't. I think it'll take a few days to realize, but yeah, it's incredible. I can't believe it. Yeah.
What's most exciting about this trip, and what are you most nervous about?
I think just the whole experience and getting to know other people and hearing their stories and being inspired by all these amazing people that are coming with us. I think that's the most exciting part. And the most I think I'm nervous because it's just completely different. You can't compare it to anything else. It's just completely out of your comfort zone, but it's like a nervous excited. So yeah, I can't believe it.
Well, it is true. You are heading off and you're in for a terrific experience, and it's a richly deserved one. So have a wonderful time and try and spend the next couple of days sitting in the fridge just to prepare for your trip. Safe travels, Kelby. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Let's get our final winner. Boketloo is also heading off to. Hi. Okay, look, still smiling, still beaming. There's a look of absolute.
Yes.
I think so. What does this opportunity mean to you?
Sorry?
What does this opportunity mean to you, Boketloo?
Oh, it means a lot. I really can't wait to go, hey? I'm still in disbelief though.
It'll be something your friends, your family will all be very envious of, very supportive.
And they're here
Paul,
watching. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
what are you hoping to be able to share with your fellow students, with your community when you come back from this adventure?
I really hope to share every single thing that I've learned and a lot of pictures, of course.
Are you a little bit nervous or just completely excited?
Excited and nervous, everything.
Well, you've got like the other four, you've got a terrific opportunity ahead of you. So best of luck with it, safe travels, and congratulations on wonderful achievements. So there we go. Our 5 winners, 5 terrific young South Africans. And in an era where the newspaper headlines are generally not too uplifting, where the bad news stories tend to overcome the good news stories, there really is something special about today. And in fact, I think we've got Thea back. So let's see if we can cross to her very quickly just before we bid you farewell. Thea Ernest, congratulations. That smile is very firmly fixed in place. I'm guessing you're quite happy right now, Thea.
Yes, indeed. I'm extremely happy. I'm so blessed and honored to have been blessed with this amazing opportunity. It's something that's really once in a lifetime, and to be given this opportunity is just absolutely fantastic.
We watched a little earlier your entry video where you spoke about the initiatives you'd started when you're 16. You're very much a go-getter. What is this opportunity for you in terms of a platform for the life and the adventures to come for Thea Juanita Ernest?
Well, it's something that's going to allow me to conceptualize problems much better. I think that when you go to areas that have been deeply affected by global warming and climate change, you are able to give a good understanding of what you want to do with the world and how you can come back and use that information. And one of the most important things that I believe that I want to change is the notion around science and working with the environment not being able to coexist. I want to be one of the young females to create systems, being an aspiring geospatial scientist, to be able to identify areas that need the most help. And I think my journey to Antarctica will help me do that.
I mentioned a little earlier, people in start putting on the fire and making cups of hot coffee when it drops below 30 degrees. How do you think you're going to cope in Antarctica?
I don't know. Naturally, I don't feel that cold, so I'm hoping that's going to help me in some way. But I'm going to brave the storm, just take it as it comes.
Well, you're in good hands with Rihanna and his team. Thea, congratulations. Well done. Enjoy the celebrations and have a magical
Thank you so much.
So there we go. The fourth of our 5, Ayaka, sadly not able to get back online, but we offer our huge congratulations to her nonetheless. These are 5 wonderful young people who are about to set off on an extraordinary adventure, the impact of which will stretch far beyond just the time that they have with Riaan Mansa in Antarctica. And that leaves me to say farewell with those last words of congratulation. A big thank you to all of our partners, in particular, Evan and the team at National Geographic, Anna and the team at PPS, Professor Janssen for being the patron of Matrics in Antarctica, and to our Deputy Minister, Dr. Maule, for taking the time to be with us, to read out and announce our winners, and to give us some words of inspiration, and to our 5 fantastic young South Africans. To Riaan Mansa, thank you for putting this together. Thank you for continuing to inspire South Africa. Abdullah, our technical whiz, who's put this all together today, and to Karen and to Vasti, who make Riaan's empire work. Thank you for all of your hard work. I can now go to the relief of my wife and shave off this Riaan Mansa beard I've been growing just for today. To all of our 5, good luck. Have an amazing time. Thank you for inspiring us, and bring back all of that knowledge and all of that experience to share with a country that desperately needs it. Again, a big thank you to all of you for being part of it. Keep watching, keep supporting, and to all of our Matrics in Antarctica, have a wonderful time. I'm Dan Nicol. Thank you and goodbye.